Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
May the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Oh? Oh.
Surely that child isn't slacking off.
By the protection of the electro
Narukami,
archon,
please.
may the blossoms
See that
of
he
the
stays
sacred
safe.
sakura bloom eternally.
Surely that child isn't slacking off.
Narukami, please.
By the
See that
protection
he
of the
stays
electro
safe.
archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Oh? Oh.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
Isn't slacking off.
Fireworks are for now, but friends
Of the
are
electro
forever.
archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
By the protection of the electro archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Surely that child isn't slacking off.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
May the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Oh? Oh.
Surely that child isn't slacking off.
Narukami, please.
Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
By the protection of the electro archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
Oh? Oh.
By the protection of the electro archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
By the protection of the electro archon, may the blossoms of the sacred sakura bloom eternally.
Narukami, please.
Even though most of the academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
Oh, hey there!
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City. Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for the task. It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives. You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher. Let's just say that a huge part of Ksharowar's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation. She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Yes, Ksharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help. It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up. I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble. Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Faruzan for me?
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you too. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Faruzan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting. After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go!
Oh, yes, and one more thing. You might find her difficult to get along with at first. However, if you address her as Madam, she'll become much easier to talk to.
sorry. What did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
Farzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Farzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students, even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But Madam Farzan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself. In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Wait! Madam Farzan, please let me finish.
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra. Shh! She hates it when people call her young! Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago. Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go!
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Kasharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Farzan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the academia? Are you feeling better now?
I'm much better, Madam Farzan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro Archon.
Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again?
No, it's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Master's fault.
It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you.
There's really no need.
Ah, and is the person beside you the legendary Traveler? Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kali's illness is...
Madam Farzan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Kasharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day. Of course. I shall need some time to think as well.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Parties DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharvaville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache. But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make Farazan's situation more awkward? And if the academia investigated and found her at Parties DI, things would get even worse for her. Do you have some way to invite her over to Parties DI without stepping on the academia's toes? Okay then, I'm counting on you.
I have to teach students from Haravatat or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
Madame Farazan, we're back! Sorry for asking again, but are you sure you can't go to Parties DI today?
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the academia and...
Please, Madame Farazan, focus. Today's the deadline. Huh?
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research.
Yeah, that's right! Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out of thin air. This seems like too much of a coincidence. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will you even be collaborating on?
Master wants to research,
A fully automated irrigation system.
A fully automated irrigation system?
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved. I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tainari wanted to collaborate with me.
A mechanism like that exists? Why haven't I heard of it before?
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other, right?
Fret not. I'll have Tainari write an official proposal to the academia later. That should do it, right?
An official proposal. Fine. We haven't made any progress with either the collaborative project or the elective course anyway. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the paperwork as soon as possible. Don't delay this any longer.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done. Phew. I think she bought it. Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madame Farazan, did you really find an irrigation system 100 years ago? If the academia asks for any details...
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details, no?
Huh? Then how will we explain things to them?
I'll let Tainari worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the academia. If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia nonsense.
You don't have to shout. I can hear you. Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to take care of.
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Onto others? What does that mean?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you mentioned in the letter, right?
That's right. Please, follow me.
Consider the possibility that there's something wrong with your projections?
A monster? Why is there a monster here?
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Karkata. It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame. Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it? Mechanical life forms are much more fragile than they look.
Is Karkata sick?
Karkata has been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction acting up again. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Karkata's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further, but Madame Faruzan, you should be able to find a way to repair it.
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. You know that as well. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here.
Karkata.
Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
All right. We're counting on you, Madame Faruzan.
Who knew that I'd encounter a mechanical life form in this manner after 100 years?
I didn't know mechanical life forms could get sick too. You have to get better soon, Karkata.
We'll wait here till Faruzan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her. Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you. I've told you before that she disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description. Her exact words were,
That ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall. I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind. After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
She doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin and how she finally managed to escape. When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again. The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. And because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed. Everyone she knew, and everyone who knew her, was already gone. In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence. Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her because of past events. Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations. Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia, and she has no shortage of detractors herself. What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Faruzan is a true senior researcher in every sense of the word. She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
Master, Madame Faruzan's done.
Oh? Let's head over. With any luck, she might have figured something out.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed quite a few impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It used them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins. The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue.
Energy consumption? Maintenance?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be. Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted. Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem. Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available. Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Well, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge! How are we supposed to find the parts that Karkata needs?
According to the Academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert. Let's go look for him once Karkata settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it. Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the Academia left for me.
Trouble from the Academia? I thought you said you pawned it off to someone else. Wait, don't tell me.
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
A fully automated irrigation system. That's quite the task.
Master, can I help with anything at all? I can go buy things, prepare pen and paper.
Oh, I seem to remember that you have a lot of homework today.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I do.
Well, hurry up and finish it so you can sleep early, or Faruzan will worry. That's the best thing you can do now to help.
Oh, okay.
Propagate!
What is this?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further. That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins so they don't damage the site.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you've visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right now.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
What a stubborn guy. You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can find out from the people here. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who in the world mentored you?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed and...
That machine looks amazing! Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer? The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
Scatter!
The ruins? Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them.
Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms, but it's been calm lately for some reason. They say that this was done by a single traveler? But seriously, is such a thing even humanly possible?
Well, I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you? To be honest, the ruins were difficult to excavate in the past, but they really are much safer now, thanks to you. However, I'm more concerned about this Ruin Wanderer they speak of. Ruin Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird. It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager from before about the legend first.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here? I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old. It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, but it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition. I'd heard of you at the Academia, but I didn't expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume. What brings the two of you here?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though we've been investigating for a while now.
Really? That Ruin Wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping.
You're right, sir. I'll get back to work now.
The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madame Farazan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research. However, you two must be tired after a long journey. I'd feel bad if I set you to work immediately. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? We can continue our discussion tomorrow. There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple, yes, but I hope you won't mind.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest.
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance. But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago. Yes, the timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it really is the Ruin Wanderer, how do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades? That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before. Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Karkata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here. Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly. Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently, and he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Karkata. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant. Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must be scared that we might discover something tomorrow. Not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure. I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you? All right. I'm counting on you.
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time we're delivering such a huge one.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here? It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people, have been left there. Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here. The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol. Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many people precisely because I was worried about that happening. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the desert to come here in the middle of the night? Also, where's Farazan? Why isn't she with you?
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
Sorry, Madam Farazan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever, so I came to check in on the situation.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Let's head back. Yes, we came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow. Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end. These are the excavation records from their campsite. According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage in the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago. It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently. However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did. The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher. The answer may lie within those pages. It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse. Just a bit more. Ah, I see now.
Help! Please help! Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
What's that sound? Is it? The Ruin Wanderer? Reactivated? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. I'll cover them. You go stall the Ruin Wanderer. What? It ignored the Traveler?
Why is it chasing after us?
What could have caused it to reactivate? It to give chase?
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just attack it!
It stopped?
Hey, you guys, get up there and tell me what's going on!
But what if it suddenly moves?
You good-for-nothings! Why is everyone I hired so useless? Move! I'll do it myself. Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks. How disappointing.
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Faru-san, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to slander me.
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a bit better.
I don't recognize that thing.
January 3rd, excavated 5 tents. January 5th, 3 tents sold. January 10th, 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent. You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the black market, yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach. Hey, we're leaving.
Mr. Aid!
Behind you? Why is it moving again? Run!
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before. Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole time? Long time no see, Tamimi.
Dear Farazan, I hope you're doing well. It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead. But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home. I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you, my dear daughter.
Welcome home, Farazan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. Thank you for waiting for me all this time. I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now. You can sleep. Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home. When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer. All so I could deliver these last letters from them to me. The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right? Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Now, it can finally rest in peace. Tainari told you what happened to me, right? You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis DI first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
You're back!
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Faruzan?
Oh no. She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago. But
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, as a friend, a student, and a daughter, we should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here. And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
Propagate!
I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
We've all been waiting for you, Madame Farazan.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape. Huh? Why do you all look so solemn? Come now. Liveliness befits youngsters more.
Madame Farazan, did these parts come from...
Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about. Well, it looks like you already know everything, but no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures. Tamimi had been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Karkata's lifespan. As a senior, it is only right that I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines. Besides, I didn't say that I would be giving you these parts for free. They will only be used for Carcotta temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research. I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
All right. I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home, Tamimi.
You're back!
How was your journey through the desert? So Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. All right. And to think that Raid was doing all of those things on the sly. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
Madame Farazan will be able to repair Carcotta when she gets back, won't she?
What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Madame Farazan, we're over here!
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Carcotta is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened. Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing Carcotta then. Kale, can you help me out?
Of course! It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
Faruzan went out after repairing Carcotta. She seems to be looking for you for some reason. Well, I will not probe any further. However, if you need any help, do feel free to ask.
You're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret. If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Carcotta? even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it. I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people. It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardius DI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me? Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret. Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then. Yeah, I'm home.
I do apologize. As I've explained before, it's a constant battle for Mr. Arataki with his mental instabilities. I know it's caused no end of problems for you, and I can assure you that he regularly feels very remorseful about that too. Exactly. Yes, and that's why he has such a big heart for other people struggling with similar issues. The Arataki support group was actually founded precisely to try and bring something positive out of that. Yes, all of them are good, honest people underneath. It's just a shame that they still haven't found a cure after all this time. Oh, but no, not me. I'm not a sufferer. Huh? Ah, just the person I need. Mr. Uesugi, my friend here can confirm everything I've told you about Mr. Arataki. To put it simply, he experiences strong emotion more acutely than most and easily becomes highly excitable. And deep down inside, all the members of the Arataki...
Huh. Even the Traveler is here to vouch for the Arataki gang. So you're saying we've had them wrong all this time? You make a good point. You know, I heard Yoriki Owada saying how the Arataki gang's deputy has studied abroad and is well-versed in the law. I was wondering why someone with that much talent would choose to stay with the Arataki gang. Here's the thing, though. We have solid evidence that those three were illegally posting flyers everywhere, and we've received a lot of complaints from members of the local community. I appreciate what you're saying and everything. I'm just not sure I can let them off so easily.
Please accept my sincere apologies once again for all of that. Mamoru and the others probably believed that they would be able to reach more people in need this way. Unfortunately, they were so eager to help that they ended up causing more problems than they solved. The Arataki support group assumes full responsibility. We will work quickly to restore the clean and tidy living environment that the community quite rightly expects. But with only myself available, I'm afraid that it could take a very long time to remove all the flyers. Having their help would have made things much quicker. I'm just a little concerned that if progress is too slow, the complaints will only keep coming, which ultimately only makes more work for you and your colleagues.
All right, fine. I'll go fetch them, but don't think I'm gonna make a habit of this.
Finally, we're saved. Hey! I knew Shinobu wouldn't abandon us.
What up? The Arataki gang is back in town.
Sorry, they're getting a little overexcited at the prospect of being able to serve the community.
All right, guys. Make sure you get every last one of those flyers back, okay? And don't forget to apologize to the residents and ask for forgiveness.
I assure you, there won't be any problems. Will there, guys?
Yes. No problems. We'll be sure to get the job done.
I really hope letting them go was the right decision. They better not cause any more trouble.
All right then, Shinobu. We'll go apologize then? Yeah, we better be quick, or...
Not so fast. Last month, you almost got the fire brigade out when you were roasting lavender melons. 5 days ago, you angered the whole neighborhood by hosting the great sing-along in the middle of the night. And today, you go plastering flyers all over town. How many times will you have to be arrested before this stops?
But we put up those flyers to tell everyone how great the Arataki gang is.
No more excuses. You know, I had real plans at Uyu Restaurant today. But it looks like you guys need a little slap on the wrist first.
Help! Please, you don't want to do this. You could have just left us in jail instead.
Don't feel sorry for them. They need to learn their lesson. Really?
Huh?
Rules? You're saying we should lay down some rules for the guys? It's true. Having a clear set of regulations and penalties could help establish behavioral norms for our members. Is that really why I can never get them to change? Because the Arataki gang doesn't have any written rules and regulations?
Hey, are you getting this? What do they mean? I'm not sure, but it sounds like it doesn't involve us getting beaten up.
Let me think about it. The Arataki Gang Handbook.
Study? They're not gonna make us memorize a whole book, are they? No way! I took the beating over that.
Hey guys, Shinobu seems distracted. Maybe we should slip away while we can.
Yes, if we can make them learn the rules by heart, it's sure to have some amount of influence on their behavior. But knowing what they're like, to really get it into their heads, I'll have to assign plenty of homework assignments and give them popcorn where they go. Well, given that this one, who knows what chaos, I'm gonna need your...
All right then, Shinobu. Yeah, we...
Not so Last month, you almost... How many times will you have to be a...
But we put...
No more excuses.
Please.
Don't feel sorry for them.
Yes, yes! Shinobu, please just let us go apologize. If someone else complains, they'll only arrest us again.
And then you'll be forced to help us out again.
I suppose I'll have to teach you a lesson later. So then, where did you post all your flyers,
Well, we left a few on the counter at Shimura's.
We figured that people might take a look while they're eating. Also, the bulletin board at Tsukumomono Groceries.
And, also...
Just say it.
Right, of course! Also, on the mountain path leading up to the Grand Narukami Shrine? We wanted to send the message. Why pray for the gods when you can call for the Arataki gang? But we only distributed a few before a terrifying fox lady appeared right behind us.
Don't make me relive the memory.
Well, anyway, by the time we recovered our wits, we were already at the police station. We were actually pretty relieved to be there, under the circumstances.
Yeah, because it meant we'd escaped from the fox lady. Huh? Shinobu, why are you looking at us like that?
It looks like I need to knock some serious sense into you after all.
You said it was just gonna be a slap on the wrist! We've learned our lesson, honest! Help!
No, anywhere but the shrine.
Shinobu, we're gonna go apologize to Kanbei now. Bye!
Oh, yeah. And AOA too. Hey, wait up.
I swear I've never seen them run that fast before. Of all the places they could cause a scene, they just had to pick the shrine. I guess I'll have to suck it up and go sort this out. It's not that I don't know anyone there, it's just... Okay, fine. It'll probably go more smoothly with you there. The sooner this is over, the better. I don't want to spend a second longer at that place than I have to. Anyway, thank you for coming with me.
Scatter!
Well, hello there, little one. Oh, I see you brought a special guest.
Lady Guji, I'm here to apologize on behalf of the Arataki gang. We will remove all the flyers and compensate the shrine appropriately for any damages. I hope Lady Guji can forgive their appalling behavior.
So that's why you're here. Yes, that is a tricky situation. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine, after all. Ultimately, their actions here are tantamount to disrespecting the Shogun herself. So how about this? I've already assigned a shrine maiden to clear up your little flyers, so at this moment we are a little understaffed at the shrine. You mentioned appropriate compensation. Perhaps you could fill in for this shrine maiden and greet visitors for the day,
I'm afraid I have to refuse.
Oh? Such a hasty refusal. Do you think that's wise? Goodness, who knows what Tenshukaku would make of this if they heard about it?
I can't believe it.
Very good. You've learned a lot since we last met.
True. I could deal with most people if they tried to exploit my weakness. Just not her. Okay, I'll be a shrine maiden for a day. But let me be clear that this is for one day only. And one time only. Also, I'm not wearing a shrine maiden's outfit. Not happening.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Hey, not you too!
That settles it then. Now, there are already a few visitors at the shrine. Make sure you take good care of them.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, she marched off quickly. So cold. Hold on now. Would you like to be a shrine maiden for a day as well? It's my shrine. If I say you're qualified, then you're qualified. Besides, can you really bear the thought of leaving her here all by herself? So you'll stay and keep her company, yes? Don't worry, you'll both receive ample compensation for your trouble. It'll be quite worth the wait. Especially yours, I assure you.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura...
Oh, should I take the risk or... Huh? Who are you? You're shrine maidens? They sure dress different these days. I suppose this is the Grand Narukami Shrine, after all. I came across a potential business opportunity recently. They say that by financing an overseas merchant ship, you can make a 40% profit on your investment in 3 months. Several of my friends have already received their returns and want me to go in with them on a bigger investment. For some reason, I was feeling a little unsure about it, so I thought I'd come to the shrine and see what the great Narukami thinks. But the fortune slip I drew is neither positive nor negative. I'm at a loss on what to make of it.
Most of the fortune slips in the shrine are pretty ambiguous.
Could it be that our god wants me to come back and draw another slip tomorrow? And if the same happens again, then maybe the day after that?
If you have all that time to draw slips, why not spend it on learning more about this merchant ship instead? I've heard of a scam where people make up a bogus investment and promise high returns in a short period. In reality, they just use the new investors' money to pay existing investors their profits. Once people see the early investors making their money back, scores of other investors jump on the bandwagon, and then one day the people behind it just pack up and leave with the money.
Oh gosh, come to think of it, they haven't given me any specifics about the shipping route or itinerary.
By saying it's overseas and being economical with the details, they can filter out the folks who actually take the time to do their due diligence. It's another common tactic used by many scammers.
Wow, is that true? Praise be to the Narukami! Clearly she has been watching over me amidst my confusion. Thankfully, I hadn't agreed to anything yet. Oh, yes, of course. Thank you, Shrine Maiden. Now that I think about it, I remember receiving similarly sound advice at this shrine in the past. That Shrine Maiden is long gone now, though. It's a real pity.
Really? What a shame. But anyway, shouldn't you be getting back now to warn your friends?
Oh, goodness, yes. I'll go and warn them all right away.
Here's hoping he manages to stop his friends in time. Right. There's another visitor. Let's see what he wants.
Surely that child isn't slacking off.
Aw, it seems even a change of scenery won't get the creative juices flowing. Who are you? Shrine maidens. Huh. I guess I could give that a try. Oh, this was the chief editor's idea? Then no wonder it's so novel. I, on the other hand, am all out of ideas. So I came to the shrine to pray for inspiration.
Well, has it worked?
Not so far. I guess I wasn't sincere enough or something. But I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm sure I'll stir the heart of our god eventually.
Have you ever thought about going traveling? Inspiration comes from life experience. The more places you go, the more people you meet, the more you'll have to share with your readers. It's natural to run out of new material when you're in the same place doing the same things every day.
That's true. I haven't gone out exploring in a long time. Actually, ma'am, you look very familiar. Have we met before, here in the shrine?
No, you must be mistaking me for someone else. Lack of social contact can easily lead to a deterioration in facial recognition abilities.
Seriously? Oh, man. That's it. I'm packing my bags right away. Time to go traveling.
Oh, that thing I said about facial recognition? Probably depends on the individual. Anyway, forget that. We have a new visitor. Let's go greet them.
Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Please, wait a moment, ma'am. We'll work something out for you as soon as possible.
Oh, it's okay. There's no need to rush.
What's wrong?
Oh, perfect. This lady's granddaughter is going abroad soon, and she'd like to give her an omamori before she leaves. Unfortunately, we just ran out. Could I trouble you to make some more? You should be able to find the brocade bags and knots on both sides of the shrine. For the paper slips that go inside, just ask Maki. I don't think I need to go into detail on how to write the blessing and put it all together.
No, I can handle the rest.
Ah. Thank you, dear.
Great. I'll take her to wash her hands first. We'll see you in front of the sacred Sakura when you're ready.
Ah, thank you all so very much. May the great Narukami bless you.
Huh, so this is where the knots are. Brocade bags, check.
You need paper slips for omamori blessings? I have a few right here. Oh, but I'm afraid I don't have a pen.
Don't worry, I got it. That's everything. Let's go give it to the lady.
Ah, there you are. Is the omamori ready?
Almost. I just need to write the blessing. 1 second.
Here, ma'am. Please, come and pray over here.
Oh, great Narukami, please watch over my granddaughter and keep her safe on her journey.
Ugh. This is a job for a real shrine maiden like Inagi. I wouldn't be suited to it. There are some things that mortals are powerless to control. Sometimes praying to the gods is the only thing people can do. Not to mention that the omamori will mean a lot to our granddaughter. Maybe it'll encourage her to stay safe on her travels? So in terms of the outcome, it's beneficial. The only people I can't stand are the ones who don't think for themselves and at least try to solve their own problems. By relying on the gods for everything, all they're doing is neglecting themselves and those around them. No, that has nothing to do with it. The reason I don't want to be a shrine maiden is that I don't enjoy it. But enough about that. It looks like they've just about finished, I think. Let's go over there and say our goodbyes.
Thank you ever so much. When my granddaughter returns next year, I promise to bring her here so we can pay our respects together.
You're welcome, ma'am. Make sure to watch your step on the way down.
I will. Don't you worry now. I've walked this path many a time before. Oh, yes. I don't believe I've thanked you yet, have I? Thank you for the omamori. I'll make sure that my granddaughter keeps it with her.
You're welcome. Just doing my job.
It's been a long time since we last met each other at this shrine, hasn't it? So, you finally came back?
Huh? I think you've mistaken me for someone else.
Oh, really? Well, perhaps my hearing isn't as good as it used to be. Although this is very strange. You sound exactly like another shrine maiden I remember. She didn't talk much, but I remember her voice very well. Oh, anyway, I hope I can hear your voice again when I return with my granddaughter next year.
Yeah, you're right. I once did a stint here as a trainee shrine maiden. It was arranged by my family. Unfortunately, I have no happy memories of that period. I just remember the way my family would nag me about etiquette and remembering the rules every time I left the house. And how they'd interrogate me every time I got back from the shrine to check that I'd been on my best behavior and hadn't upset any visitors. Not once did I get a simple, "Have a nice day," or "Welcome back." I couldn't take it anymore, so I quit. I was determined to be anything but a shrine maiden. So I studied bookkeeping, worked as an editor for a while, even sat for some exams to qualify as a chef. I wear this mask to stop people from recognizing me, because I don't want them to pry into my personal affairs. Okay, enough chit-chat. It's time to report back to you-know-who.
Narukami, please.
Ah, good show today, both of you. It was so much fun to watch. Would you be interested in continuing to work as shrine maidens? Or perhaps you'd like to work as editors at Yai Publishing House instead? It would be a terrible shame to let such fascinating individuals slip away out of my reach.
Regrettably, I must decline, Lady Guji. The Shrine and Yai Publishing House are both fantastic places to work. They're just not for me.
All right. Well, keeping you around under duress would only take all the fun out of it. Here, these are your wages as promised. Not a single mora short.
Wages? No need, Lady Guji. I'm here today to make amends.
Oh, don't worry. I've already deducted the damages incurred by those boisterous boys from your amount. If you don't take the payment now, I'll be forced to send someone to deliver the package to the Arataki gang. Now, who should I send? Miyuki, perhaps?
No need to go to all that trouble, Lady Guji. I'll take it today.
Good. How about you, little one? I trust you don't have any reason to refuse. That's more like it. One more thing. You mustn't open the package until after you leave the shrine. Otherwise, you will be cursed with bad luck.
By the protection of the Electro Archon, may the blossoms of the sacred Sakura bloom eternally.
This should be far enough. She's always saying things like that. There's probably nothing in here but plain old Mora. Let's see. Yep, just Mora. Wait, what the? It's nothing. I'm just surprised by the amount. This Shrine Maiden gig was surprisingly lucrative. Definitely not. No amount of Mora could make me enjoy that job. Let's see your share then. With no damages deducted, it should be even more, right? Huh, that's weird. It's just a single thin sheet. Wait, what are you laughing at?
Wish I could hide and seek with me.
Talk to the Electro Archon whenever you are troubled.
Well, hello there, little one. Oh, I see you brought a special guest.
Lady Guji, I'm here to apologize on behalf of the Arataki gang. We will remove all the flyers and compensate the shrine appropriately for any damages. I hope Lady Guji can forgive their appalling behavior.
So that's why you're here. Yes, that is a tricky situation. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine, after all. Ultimately, their actions here are tantamount to disrespecting the Shogun herself. So how about this? I've already assigned a shrine maiden to clear up your little flyers, so at this moment we are a little understaffed at the shrine. You mentioned appropriate compensation. Perhaps you could fill in for this shrine maiden and greet visitors for the day,
I'm afraid I have to refuse.
Oh? Such a hasty refusal. Do you think that's wise? Goodness, who knows what Tenshukaku would make of this if they heard about it?
I can't believe it.
Oh, dear me, don't you trust me? I'm heartbroken. You're both impossible. Go on then, go lend a hand to the shrine maiden in charge of removing the flyers. You can have it your way. Take down all the flyers and that will be the end of it. Is that accommodating enough for you?
I agree. This seems out of character for her. Still, getting rid of the flyers should be the Arataki gang's responsibility. Even if there's a catch to this, it can't be as bad as being a shrine maiden for the day. Thanks for sticking with me this far. You can leave the rest to me.
Do we have an agreement? Well then, no backing out now. The shrine maiden I tasked with cleaning up is just outside the shrine. You'll know her when you see her. She is your sister, after all.
Miyuki?
Let's leave it there, shall we? Work hard now.
So she still got me in the end. I hate to have to do this, but please stick with me for a little longer. Also, as of right now, you're chief advisor of the Arataki gang. I'm sorry, it's all a bit complicated. Come on, let's go outside and find her.
Scatter!
Of course. Lady Yai personally assigned this task to me. Oh, it's you, Traveler. Long time no see. Lady Yai has instructed me to clean up all the flyers on the mountain. As for why someone would put these up at a shrine in the first place? Unbelievable. Who was behind it, I wonder? Huh? Who's that standing behind you?
Miyuki, it's been a while.
Shinobu, you finally decided to come back.
Sorry, no. I'm here for other reasons.
Oh, really? The whole family's worried about you. They might not always say the right thing, but deep down...
I'm doing fine, and there's no need to worry about me. There. Just tell them that.
I'm gonna need more to go on than that. What's this I've been hearing from visitors? That you've joined some sort of gang since returning from Liyue? That's not the worst of the rumors either. As unlikely as it sounds, I have to ask. Shinobu, did you get tricked into this or something?
I was just about to fill you in on that side of things. As it happens, the gang I work for, it's actually a legitimate international organization.
Really?
Shh. Our organization brings together the brightest talents from all over the world, including this traveler, for instance. A prominent figure in both Mondstadt and Liyue who has recently joined us as our chief advisor.
Wait! Lady Yai did mention something about a world-renowned traveler. So, that's you?
That's right. A large part of the reason I traveled all the way to Liyue was for the opportunity to build contacts with these prominent individuals.
I see. Well, that makes sense. So what is the name of this organization?
The Arataki Gang.
Huh. The Arataki Gang? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Wait. That's the name on these flyers!
I can explain. That was all due to a marketing campaign gone wrong. We came to the shrine today to clear up the misunderstanding. Our organization is relatively new to Inazuma, and one recurring issue we've had is people misinterpreting what we're about. So, we engaged a local marketing agency to help us communicate our ethos and philosophy more effectively. Unfortunately, something must have gotten misunderstood along the way because the results were quite a disaster. Although the fault lies overwhelmingly with our partner agency in this case, as a responsible organization, we think we should be the ones to apologize and deal with the fallout. So, yeah, we can deal with this, and you can go ahead and get back to the shrine.
No way. This task was assigned to me by Lady Yai herself. Look, we can clean up together, can't we? Besides, I also want to hear all about this Arataki gang.
It's like she predicted my every move. All right, fine. The flyers aren't particularly sticky. If we soften them up with water or loosen them up with wind, they'll probably peel right off.
Fire hazard!
I want to help.
The Arataki gang is filled with folks who talk the talk and walk the walk. It looks like there are some members mentioned on the back. Mamoru, Genta, Akira... Hold on. If your organization has so many members, how come you and the chief advisor had to come and apologize in person?
Well, first and foremost, we wanted to convey our most heartfelt apologies to the shrine and to Lady Guji. Secondly, the other members are dealing with more pressing issues, Right now, they're in talks with our external marketing team about this incident. Mamoru and the others have, far greater legal expertise and negotiating skills than I do, so they had to be the ones attending the talks.
Wow. The Arataki gang managed to find staff even more qualified than you. Now that's impressive. Arataki numero uno Ito, ousting his foes like a sumo supremo. This Arataki Ito, is he your leader in Inazuma? I've heard a few rumors.
Mr. Arataki is a pioneering genius and the face of our organization. Naturally, plenty of our competitors seek to smear him. Mr. Arataki is generous and easygoing by nature and is reluctant to get bogged down with fighting spurious allegations. Plus, the fact that he is an Oni can make certain topics a little tricky to navigate. Nevertheless, we still reserve the right to sue for defamation if it comes to it.
Really? Wow, that sounds tough.
Absorption test. Animal test 6308.
Stick it to the man. Join the Arataki gang. How do I put this? The artistic style of your marketing material is very...
It's largely inspired by the abstract style, which is very popular in Mondstadt right now, and also incorporates elements from Liyue's inkwash paintings. We paid Top Mora to hire a professional artist for this, and while the finished product is a little, avant-garde, that's exactly in line with the Arataki gang's spirit of being fearlessly creative and radically disruptive.
I see. All right. I think this area is looking good now. Let's head down the mountain.
Mama, what are you doing here?
Shinobu, we're so sorry! We've come to our senses now. We can't let you face the shrine alone. Even though we're still a little scared. Actually, I'm feeling a little weak in the knees. Hang in there, Akira. We gotta do this. We have to go and apologize to her in person.
Huh. Akira.
Don't worry about them, Yuki. Let's get down the mountain and clear up those flyers.
It's all right, Shinobu. We've already gotten rid of all the flyers down there.
Huh? You cleaned up already? But I thought Shinobu and the Traveler were the only ones who came...
We came here as quickly as we could after we finished apologizing in the city. After all, this was all our fault.
Mamoru, Genta, and I were the ones who came up with the idea of the boss designing his own flyers, and we were the ones who put them up all over town and got arrested for it. So, it just seems wrong to make Shinobu face that woman at the shrine all by herself.
Mamoru and Genta? Arrested? The flyers were designed by the boss? What the heck is going on here, Shinobu? Does this mean that the rumors I heard are...
True? Yes. Most of them, anyway.
So, what happened? Did you get tricked into joining them? If the rest of the family hears about this, oh, goodness gracious!
No. I joined of my own free will. It's not as spectacular as I was making it out to be, but I'm happy with what I'm doing. Go ahead and tell the family if you want. Tell them everything. I don't think being a member of the Arataki gang is anything to feel ashamed about. Even if you drag me back kicking and screaming, you know I'll only find a way to escape again.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling we've messed up again.
Is she going to turn Shinobu in? Hey, we're the ones who messed up the shrine. Shinobu had nothing to do with it. Where's that other lady? Bring her out. Go on. She'll confirm it was all our fault.
I'm at a loss for words, Shinobu. I really am. All right, all right. I promise I won't tell anyone at home. Don't worry.
What?
You're not a little kid anymore. And you're more widely traveled and have met more people than any of us. At the end of the day, it's your choice what you decide to do. And I have to say, the rumors do unnerve me a little bit, but look, they came here to support you, despite obviously being terrified of Lady Yai. Since you've chosen the Arataki gang, just promise me you'll do your best to make all the things you used to talk about come true.
Sis.
What's going on here?
I don't know, but it looks like... Maybe we don't need to get that terrifying lady to come and confirm our story after all.
Besides, if even the Traveler has decided to join, then the future of the Arataki gang looks very bright, doesn't it?
Chief Advisor, if you'd like to discuss the Arataki gang's future development, let's step to the side, please. Stand with me!
Next assignment from Lady Yai. What will it be?